Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Lori, and this is being dropped right in the middle of the 5-day Ireland trip because I wouldn't be me if I wasn't giving you more self-help stuff at least once during this session. So yeah, if you're watching these videos in order, I'm going to be right kind of like during the Ireland trip, just so you can see different places that I went to. But I wanted to jump in here because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about owning your stuff. Right? Because very often you're looking to blame everybody else. You want it to be everybody else's problem. You want it to be your trauma's fault. You want it to be this person's actions and reactions. Yeah, no. So you know I am the queen of self-love and teaching you guys self-love. And that is always something that I will hang my hat on. But part of self-love is self-acceptance and owning your stuff. And in order to own your stuff, you have to be really real with a couple things, okay? And I want to talk to you about them. Number one is that your feelings are not facts. And I will say this multiple times over video, podcasts, everything. Your feelings aren't facts. They are your perceptions and they are rooted in your experiences, right? So to you, they are yours, right? Where you get yourself in trouble is where you say, my feelings are this way because of you, or because I need you to fix me, or I need you to make me feel some kind of way because I'm in the middle of a certain feeling, whatever that is, okay? But the reality is, no. Always remember this, right? Is that your trauma, any trauma that's ever been inflicted upon you, I mean, unless you've done it, right? But like, it's not your fault, right? You didn't ask for it. It's not your problem. No, you're right. However, you're here now. So to not own your stuff would be to keep blaming your trauma, keep blaming the person's actions. And to own your stuff means that that person or situation may not be for you. So you have to be willing to separate yourself from that. You don't get to try to keep putting that square peg into the round hole. You don't get to keep trying to push it in and going, why won't this person do this? That's not you owning it. That's you trying to put it on somebody else. If this person would do this, I would feel better. If this person would react a certain way, it would make me happier. Doesn't this person know that I'm having a bad day? It's not their responsibility to fix that. That's not you owning your stuff. That's you pushing it off. And so to do that, number one is you have to get to the acceptance piece of owning your stuff and owning your own feelings. All right, this is all about owning your feelings. If you're not owning your own feelings, then you're going to constantly be either codependent on others, blaming other people for certain things. And listen, people don't make you feel any certain way as an adult. As a kid, it's a lot harder because you don't have emotional maturity and emotional intellect. What happens is people, listen, I'm not saying people are nice all the time, and I'm not saying people don't want to go for the jugular. They do. But they're trying to make you feel some kind of way. You are attaching that emotion. So if you're allowing yourself to be in a situation where people are acting a certain way, talking a certain way, doing things a certain way, if you're allowing yourself to be in that situation, they're not making you do anything and they're not making you feel anything. You're allowing yourself to be put in a situation that you are attaching a feeling to. This is owning your stuff. So that might mean, hey, cutting certain people off out of the family, the friends, getting a different job at times. Sometimes you can't just up and leave the job, right? So you have to understand that their actions are not a reflection on you. And if it's really problematic, you do have to look for the solution and not focus on the problem. If you're looking solely at the problem, you're not focusing on the solution at all. And I'm going to do a whole podcast on that. And actually, this week's podcast is on catastrophic and what if thinking. That'll be episode 82 when it comes up. So if you're watching this like after that has come up, it's 82, episode 82 of the podcast. And the website's below here in the show notes, the show description. So you can always access it. It'll take you right out there to the podcast. It's on every platform. It's the same as this, the Positivity Experience. But it's about owning what your feelings are and accepting that they are solely your responsibility to process. That's where the 5 journals are going to come into play. Again, you can't say you want to feel better. You can't say you want to find that peace and then only want to do the work in which you choose to do, or think, oh my God, that's so much. Why would I do 5 journals? Well, then don't. Then don't. My job isn't to make you do these things. I am here to give you the tools. I am not here to make you use them. But if you want to feel better, you have to own your stuff. You have to take ownership of your life. I am a big proponent of this because it's really easy to stay in the victim mentality. When you live in a victim mentality, that is not owning your stuff. To process your stuff is owning your stuff. And this means acceptance. Acceptance that things aren't always going to be the way that you want them to be. Accepting that the things in your life may not be how you think that they should be in the first place. But remember, just because you have an idea of what your life looks like doesn't mean that everybody else has to buy in on it. That's the big secret. Just because it's your vision of life doesn't mean it's everybody else's, and they're not wrong. So to own your stuff means to establish those healthy boundaries, which I promise you we'll talk about. I'm going to do a whole nother, I think each week, like this week is the Ireland series minus like a couple of these are going to pop in. But each time I kind of like to do that 5-day series, like a little mini masterclass in some ways, just to kind of give you the tools in which you need. Obviously, if you want something deeper, we can go one-on-one. You can book a session with me. We can go hardcore on your individual stuff. But as an overall, it doesn't, and see, that's the thing. Very often people will be like, yeah, but I went through said thing. Yeah, everybody that you meet, everybody on YouTube, everybody that you walk around the planet with, everyone is going through something. Everyone is dealing with something that you don't know about. It doesn't make their problems or their concerns any less important than yours. You also don't have to go in with your white horse or the sword drawn, trying to save the day. Absolutely not. So to own your stuff means to also stay in your lane. Don't try to come in and save other people when you're not saving yourself. So the goal here is to go look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I doing what I need to do? I'm very quick to judge others and say what others need to do, but am I really doing what I need to do? That's owning your stuff. So to own your stuff is to literally own your role in your own life and not blame everybody else for whatever role that you think that they should have. So that is a good place to start.